This work is really important to me. This is the only thing I know. It's the only thing I've done throughout my entire life. I got into it when I was very young. When my brother-in-law introduced me to the car world, I knew exactly then. I was around 9 years old. I used to go with him all over the place to the junkyards mainly and hunt for stuff. And I knew right there and then what I wanted to do with my life. And here I am today. This is my shop right here. In this area, we do the fab, all the metal work. If you want to follow me. Over here we have a 57 Triumph TR3. They're not very common, so this is a cool little car, man. I love it. I didn't think I was gonna ever work on something like this, but it's for a special customer, so it's a really cool project we got going on. The big 60 in the background, well, that is the 60th anniversary of House of Color. We had that at SEMA. A lot of the pinstripers in the industry, some of the best pinstripers in the industry, had a chance to walk up to it and grab some House of Color pinstriping paint. At the time, they had it right there in the middle of the display, so you could literally go up there and tag it. And that's why I love it so much, because some of the biggest names in the pinstriping world are on that 60. Out of all the people that asked to have it, they chose me, and there it is. Over here, we're doing a very sentimental project. This car literally needed everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. Luckily, there's aftermarket parts these days that you can build a whole new car. But this guy that we're building this car for had to have the same car. It's a lot of sentimental value. He's had it for years and years, so it's a lot of updated parts, so it's going to be one kick-ass ride. And then over here, this is my little fabbing area. Most of the metal work that we do is in this area. Most of my welders are over here, and we work on all the metal work on this side. So I don't like talking about this because everybody asks me, what's the holdup? Why aren't you on the car? And the truth is that I love this car. It's a 30 Ford, and it's a sedan, and every time I look at it, it makes me sick because I want to work on it so bad, but I just can't. I can't. I don't have the time. But I'll tell you one thing: when it is and when it's done, it's going to be a badass ride. It was a little bit later in my life, probably 12 or 13 years old, when he got together with another friend of his, and his friend happened to do body and paint, and he was on the mechanical side. So it was a few blocks away from my house. Every day after school, when I got home, I always asked my mom if it was okay for me to go down to the shop. I love going down there because that was my first time experiencing the paint and body world. So when I went down there and I saw that, I thought I loved mechanical work, because I hung out with my brother-in-law all the time, and that's what we did. But when I saw that side of it, I just knew that the paint side is what I wanted to do more than anything. And over here, this is what I call the dirty area. Here's where we strip the cars. We grind, we do filler work, and that's really what we do in this area here. So my Econoline over here, this is another project that I have in the works. This one is a little bit further along. As you can see, it looks killer the way it sits. To have the chassis finished, the front end has yet to be mocked up, and the axle has yet to be installed on it. But otherwise, to make it a rolling chassis, that's all it needs. I cannot wait to get this Econoline finished. It's a convertible 64. What else can you ask for? So this car, I've had this car for 24 years. And a couple of years ago, I decided to tear it down and redo it. So amongst those things, didn't go back with a factory AC unit. It's a big bulk that it takes away from the look, I did the firewall myself, and I know that to a lot of those guys out there that are metalwork experts, they're saying, oh, that ain't nothing, Well, which it isn't for them, but for me, I'm not as experienced as them guys, but I'm pretty proud of the way it came out. Kind of like the way the firewall looks, so I think that when I get the car back together, it's going to be killer. I love Impalas, man. In a way, I have a little bit of a metal shaping background. You know, once I went to school and got out of school and everything, I landed some good jobs. One of those were, you know, working for a very prestigious dealership here in Dallas, Sewell Cadillac. I learned to work a lot with metal panels. We used to put panels on when the cars got wrecked. The panels on a Cadillac have to be very precise. You know, the gaps have to be just, you know, precise from top to bottom. So I learned a lot of the metal work there. And even though it's not per se metal shaping, you know, you get a lot of experience from that when you kind of are doing things that require a little bit of metal shaping, you know. And then over here, I have my badass Baileigh equipment. So without these tools, you know, there's a lot of stuff in here that I wouldn't be able to do. So right now I have the most necessary tools that I use, and then I'm hoping to gather to acquire more in the very near future. Yeah, hint, hint. Have a magnetic brake. This thing is awesome. I mean, and you know one thing, that when I got this thing, I didn't realize, I said magnetic, how is that gonna hold anything, you know? I mean, what magnet is that strong? That's what I said to myself, right? Hey man, this thing is crazy. When you put power to this thing, whatever it is you put in there, it's not coming out. I mean, this thing is badass and so easy to use, and it's all magnetic. You stomp it, and it just closes in, and it grabs it. It's got the jaws of hell in this one. And then right here, I got my stomp shear, and I love this thing because, I mean, obviously, you know, everybody likes to make straight cuts, and it's quick. You know, whenever you need a piece of metal and you need it precise, you just take a big sheet, and then you end up with whatever size metal you need. I mean, it's just that fast. So I love it. It's great. Yeah. I love the way the tools help you evolve. You know, when you don't know how to do something, the tools that you acquire, they make it easy for you, or easier. And then obviously it's up to you to expand that knowledge by playing with the tools that they provide for you. You know, the social media that Baileigh has created out there for us, I mean, it's an open book, really. I mean, the knowledge that you can get from that, it's incredible. They have some of the best fabricators on their social media that you can go in there and see how the machines are being used. Whenever I want to do something and I'm not quite sure on how to do it, that's where you go. By them, you know, posting, you know, the new machines that are coming out, upgrading the machines that you've had, and then posting, you know, some of the shops that they work with, as far as to what they're doing, then that's the ultimate encyclopedia to go into and find out about how it's done according to what you want to do. So we're gonna go check out my paint shop where we do some of the assembly. This is my assembly area and also my paint shop. So there's the paint booth right there. This is where I do most of the painting and assembly after they're painted. When I moved out here, this is the only thing that was here. And since then, you know, we built the other area that you just saw. And that's basically it. This is a 59 Impala. My favorite year is 64 because that's when I was born. But if I had to pick an Impala, I would pick the 59, you know, because the 59 is, I think, is the most iconic just because of the way it looks, you know, because of the body, you know. How do you come up with a body looking like this, you know? So I think this car is awesome. I love the car, obviously, but can't even believe that I own a 59 Impala. I did most of the work on it. Myself, you know, whether it was all of the paint work and everything that you see, I did it myself, and then you know, some of my buddies helped me out with some of the metal work, and obviously the interior. I don't do interior, so I had a couple of buddies that do interior, so they did that, and obviously Joel helped me with the drivetrain, the motor that's in it. I'll show you guys to see if you want to take a peek. Nothing extravagant, just real nice and simple and dependable. I love it. It's just really dependable. I can do whatever I want with it. This bike right here is really special to me. I guess the bike is probably, I don't know, probably around 12 years old. It's an anniversary Harley. And the only thing left of the anniversary Harley, the original anniversary Harley, is the cradle, the bottom cradle where the transmission and the motor sit. So this bike, I built it together with my buddy Joe Martin. He helped me with all the fabricating. Most of the fabricating is done in metal, and then I painted it, did the canvas on it, and Joe Martin came back and did the airbrush on it for me. So I love the bike. You know, it's something that reminds me of the past. You know, it's just something to look back on and admire. I'll probably not even ride it, but keep it, you know, forever, just for the memories. You know, what I would like to leave behind, you know, when I'm gone, and people to remember me by. The ones that I did anything for, as far as work, I would want them, if you ask them what I did and how I was, I would love for them to be able to say that I did the best I could for them, as honest as I could possibly do it for them. I really try to do that now in life. I would love for them to say, you know, Shorty was just, he just wanted to do a good job, the most honest way, the most fair way he could do it.